Everyone, welcome. My name is Joe Brady and I'm here to introduce you to Hensel Studio Lighting. I'm going to use these Hensel Studio strobes for an entire series of videos to show you how to use different lighting tools to create different looks. But before we get into that, I want to go over some of the gear itself. Now the main light I've got here that I'm going to use for demonstrating is the Integra 500 Plus. This is a 500 watt second monolight. That is a great tool, a great workhorse for studio portraits. They're extremely well made, they're extremely well thought out. There's nothing in here that does not need to be here. They are basic, easy to understand lights that have a lot of features, but they're not complicated. So let's take a look at some of the details of the unit. We'll take a look on the back here. And even if you're new to studio lights, you can pretty much figure out what's going on just by looking at the labels. The first button is where I can turn on and off the remote. The wireless remote. I've got the wireless remote here. It's called the Strobe Wizard Plus, and this allows me both to fire my lights. Here, I'll spin it around and do a little test so you can see. There's my light firing. I can also adjust the power up and down in tenths of a stop. So if I just start hitting up and down, and just steady that as I shook it around, you can see it going up. These lights have a 6-stop range. That's a good amount compared to what you're going to get with inexpensive lights. If you look at a light kit that's $500 or so, take a look. You're going to probably see 3 stops of lighting, which is not enough for studio portraits. You need a greater range, and these will give it to you. These are 6 stops in these lights. These lights also have a 300 watt modeling light. Most lights in this price range are only 100 to 250 watts. What does that mean? Well, it gives you a light that's going to closer mimic what the strobe is actually putting out. So you're going to get a better sense of how the light pattern is affecting your model. And like pretty much every other strobe, or like most of them, you have the option to make the modeling light be either full power, where it's always going to be on full, or you can set it proportional, which is right here. And if you hit proportional, then the modeling light will go up and down as the power on the light goes on. If for some reason you wanted no modeling light, you can also turn it off. Now there is an audio beep that will let you know when the lights are ready, like when they're recharging after you've fired. So if I turn that on and do a test shot, the light beeps when it's ready to shoot again. That means it is recycled and it's completely filled its capacitors. Me personally, I find it annoying because I do a lot of shoots during the course of the day, and if I've got 3 or 4 lights on this set and they're all going beep, 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 drives me nuts. So you can turn that off. However, what you get to do is also have the modeling light dim as you take a shot, and it will come up to full power or wherever you left it after it has recycled. So if I take a shot, you see the modeling light goes off and then it comes back up when it's recharged. I personally find this much more calming than the audio. But dimming the modeling light until the flash is ready is really a good way to do it, so you don't have to listen to that beep. Another nice feature, a nice attention to detail, is the power cord runs through the handle. And there's a little clip right on the side of the handle that keeps it here. It also saves you from accidentally pulling out the power cord, something you really don't want to do. Now let's take off the light shaper for a second. I'm going to show you some things about the light itself. This has 2 things that I think are an advantage. One, it has a clear dome to protect the flash tube. And it's an option. On some other lights, there's a recessed light with a frosted cover over it. First of all, having a bare flash tube, bad idea. If for some other lights, you're going to have to buy a tube to go over this, because if this were to fall or bang into something, this will protect the flash tube. If you hit your flash tube, it's history. You're going to have to buy another one. For the lights that have the flash recessed into the barrel of the flash, yes, they are protected that way. However, they change how light shapers work to a degree. Think about it. When you have a flash tube that is out here, it's going to send light everywhere. It's going to send light off to the sides as well. And that's what you want when you're filling a big light shaper like a big softbox. If you have a light that's got just a tube, then the light distribution is going to be changed. So if you want really big, soft, even light out of a big softbox, having the flash tube extended out beyond the front of the body is a good idea. Now, I was always a fan of, as far as mounting light shapers, I was always a big fan of the S system that Bowens came out with. And I still do like it. However, and I never thought I'd find one I like better. I think I'm finally coming around. The light shaping mounting system on these might just be the best. It's certainly the simplest. There's a big lever here up on top of the light that just comes over and it recesses 3 prongs. Now the light mounting system on all the light shapers is simply an extended rim. And it's this easy to mount. You just pull that in, put that on, let it go, and it's in. Now, this is just a little tiny 7-inch reflector. You figure, well, Joe, that's no problem at all. What if you got a 3-foot by 4-foot softbox and there's only you in the studio? Well, these can be quite challenged to wrestle with sometimes. So I've got my hand in the ring, just as a place to grab onto. Just pull in the lever to recede the pins, the mounting pins, let go, and there it is. That's how easy it is to mount something this big. I've seen other light systems where you actually have to take the light off the light stand, put the big softbox on the ground, put the light on top of it, try to twist it into place. No, this is really the way to do it. So there we have a quick overview, a little guided tour of what the Hensel studio lights will do. Again, good studio lights are an investment. And once you have them, by the way, you're not going to want to go back. You're not going to be able to use cheap little lights after you have a good set, and these are a good set of lights. They're an investment, but for anybody serious about portrait photography, you need to have good studio lights, and I can highly recommend these.